it!
Hello, Priska and I want to welcome you in our new video.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
I wish you a nice welcome in our new video. And today we would like to talk about receiving
Receiving.
in a relationship.
Yes. Because I just learned that I'm quite a bad receiver.
You just learned.
Yes. I was not that aware. I was kind of aware, but now I'm very aware. Because the thing is, a few days ago, this woman fell down the stairs and hurt her rib quite badly. So I was in quite some pain and still am, but not so much anymore. But on this day when this happened, in the evening we were together and boss was offering his help like a gazillion times. And I caught myself telling him, it's okay, I got that, you don't have to help. No, I can do that, it's okay. No, just do whatever you want to do, just leave me. And at one point you were like telling me, I'm here, woman, I want to help you. And I think this made me realize something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think I know that I can do it on my own. He knows that I can do it on my own. Everybody knows that I can do it on my own. But why should I if I'm in pain? Why should I not help him taking my shoes off? It was very basic stuff because I couldn't do shit. So, but in general, it was just is an allegory? Is this a word?
Allegory? It is a word, but I don't know if it
Okay, it's
suits
the
in
right
this
one. I don't know. I want to use a very fancy
context.
word. Yes, like this is like standing for
Something
receiving
else.
in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just realized that I'm in quite some things I'm a really good receiver. How is this with you? Or now, first, sorry, I really would like to know what did this made with you when I told you not to help me for so many times.
Well, it made me at some point say, I'm here for you, woman. So in the beginning, I was like, okay. And I know she's an independent woman and I know she can do it. But it's also nice, and this might be a bit of an egocentric reason, I don't know, but it's also nice in a relationship when you can help your partner, even if he or she can do it herself or himself. Because it's nice to feel needed at some point. Um, but I think it's like with people, it's most of people. It's very difficult to reach out and to ask for help or even to receive help, um, because we are learned in this society to be brave and strong and do stuff yourself, and mostly it is not received as a very good quality if you need stuff from others, because it is labeled as weak, it is labeled as independent.
Dependent.
Sorry, dependent. Yeah. You're right. And I think this is very, very, very deep in our collective energy. I think. Yeah. I really think it's a collective thing.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, but I also think it's in this spiritual new age thing as well, where it's like, oh, it's just you and God, and it's just you and the universe, and you cannot rely on your partner. I think this also supports this kind of energy that you have to do everything on your own, and the whole feminism thing that women have to be like this and that, and they cannot use the help of men, and
yeah, and I think it's like engraved in our. I always say DNA. I don't know another word for that, because like for me, I'm a guy and I have been my parents divorced when I was 8. My mother was this very hardcore feminist. She found out that she was a lesbian, and she fell in love with a woman, and she was in the women's cabaret and doing women's stuff and demonstrations and shit. Um, so I was brought up in a very feminine environment, but even I still have the feeling that me as a man have to provide for my woman. And we are now in the situation that, um, if you put it in scales, that Priska earns more money than me, or has more money to spend than me. Um, and sometimes, because I have to pay alimony and like everything, and sometimes in the end of the month, I have difficulties to pay the last week of groceries, for example. And then Priska, the first time Priska said, "Oh, it's okay, I can pay that for you." And I really was like, "Nay, of course, nay, I have to look for a reason how to get this money myself, or I will eat bread or whatever." So it was very hard to receive from me in the financial department. Um, because that really is a very big thing for me. My mother was in the, how do you say that? When you receive money from the government?
This, you receive money from the government.
Social.
In a system.
She didn't have a job, but she received money, and that obviously is not very much. So we always had to be very sparse
You have to.
With money. So I was brought up to be like very
just look after the money.
Look after the money, and I'm not a big spender. Well, I had periods that I was a big spender because I felt so much resistance towards my mother that I was doing like quite the opposite. But when I grew up, I had this belief as well. You have to look after your money. You cannot spend stuff, and you have to take care of yourself, and you cannot be dependent on other people. Because although my mother got money from the government, she didn't like that because she wanted to be self self to look after herself.
Shit.
So that's how I was brought up. And when Priska was saying, because I already lent money from her when my car broke down, we went to Italy and she paid for the tickets, and this was really difficult for me, and sometimes it still is. But now, because Priska really convinced me, like, you have to change your idea about that, because it's just money and I have it, and it's your money as well, because you give me like other stuff that can make me earn money and can make me feel um, at ease with what I'm doing. Yeah, but this really was an inner struggle. It was not from one day or the other. Okay, do the groceries. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And still, there's still some sort of resistance, but I can receive it better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this was the money part, because on other parts, I think I'm okay with receiving things.
That's true. Yes, that's true. And for me, just that you know, my part when I gave him or give him money, for me this is actually a gift that he takes it. Because for me, this is nothing more stupid that I have money. I mean, I have as much. I'm also zelfstandig. I'm also self-employed. Self-employed, but it wouldn't fit to the other one.
Well, that's okay.
I'm self-employed, and I mean, I have money when I have money, and when I don't have money, I don't have money. But now, at the moment, I do have money. Why should I not? I mean, like, this is. Hello. Mm-hmm. I have been supporting. I had how do you say that? A child I was supporting in South America over years and years and years. And I always paid back some money because it's something that I really love to do. And I mean, like, my money is your money. And I mean, like, I got to live in this house the weeks when I'm here. And you're providing me with so much safety. And this is nothing you can this is hard because you cannot put it into a piece of paper.
Value,
Yeah, it's not like money you can show, like this is like this 50 euros or 100 euros or whatever, but this is something you're giving me as well. And this is exactly, and I really do not, I love money. I learned to love money because money is a big, big topic, and I have been working on my money mindset, especially this year, so hard, and it's paying off, obviously. So, but for me, it's nothing that I want to hold on to. It's nothing that I need to keep. So, and for me, when he takes my money, this shows me he feels safe enough to take the money, and he feels safe enough to just let. It has nothing to do for me with weakness. It's just as it is. I mean, he didn't choose to pay alimony. He didn't pay to choose all these things he had to pay in the last year. So I just thank life, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, that now I have the money that I can support him in some kind of way. And perhaps there will be times when he has to support me in whatever kind of way. For example, when I am sick and I cannot fucking put on my shoes, that I could like say, yes, baby, please help me take off these
because
shoes.
at one point after the fall, then she was like denying my offer, like over and over and over. And at some point, I said, "Hello, I'm here for you. You can use me." And then there was one point, because in the beginning she was still. She said, "Yes, of course I know," and then she was still, "No, I can do it." La 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 la. And then there was one point when she wanted to put on her
jumpsuit.
And of course she could have done it by herself, because we already know this, but she let me help her taking her clothes off and putting the suit on. And this was really a gift to me as well. Not because I want to see my woman as a weak thing that cannot move or do anything, but it was just a gift to see her surrender at some level to me. And I think it's surrender, yeah. It has to do with surrender and with feeling so much peace and safety with your loved one that you dare to be that vulnerable, because it's about vulnerability, I think, um, to let him or her take care of you. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's good to talk about that, to talk what it does with you, and to show the other one that it's an issue, or that it makes you scared or angry or sad or whatever.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, I think this kind of things can deepen a relationship, actually, when you dare to break a pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
And then you first have to see the pattern.
Yes.
Of course. But you have to use is not a good word, but I don't know another word now. You have to use each other to get familiar with your own patterns, and with your old beliefs, and with your blockages.
Yes, and I think receiving actually is just such a big topic. We could talk about that forever, because when we go into sexuality, like receiving is the topic, I think.
For both sides. Also for a man.
Yes, but yeah, because I don't know. I can just I can just talk for us women. In general, we are just told to give. This is how we have been brought up, that we have to give. And also in bed, there are so many women I have been talking to when coaching that are still in this giving mode, and they never ask themselves about their own pleasure and about their own receiving pleasure, and to just be the receiver.
Yeah.
And you can use this in sexuality. You can use this in every part of your life. Are you open enough to receive what's there? because you just have to see it and to receive it. Because also I see that in myself, when not in sexuality, but in other things, when you're doing something, sometimes I'm going into blocking mode because I cannot receive it.
Yes.
So there could be the most amazing gift in front of you, and you cannot let them in because you're blocking them out of any reason. It could be that feel not worthy enough to receive that, or you feel like I cannot receive that because I don't know, my mother couldn't receive it neither, or I don't know. There could be so many different reasons why you're blocking the gifts in your life.
Yeah, and I think if we go back to the sexual thing, because like when I talk when I'm generalizing, I think women are mostly givers. But when you are like looking at the actual sexual act, then it's the guy penetrating the woman. So the guy is the giver then, and the woman cannot do anything about that. So then she has to receive. And that's, I think, why most of women, when they surrender to this thing in sexuality, that they feel vulnerable and they open up and they get sad as well. They start to cry sometimes because then they can like in a short while break the pattern of being the giver always. And I see that in me as well, because when I am like the receiving part in the sexuality, then it can make me emotional as well, because yeah, I don't know, it does something with you. It's a very deep place where you go to if you can submerge yourself to sexual surrender, I think.
Yes. Yes.
And that's all. That has everything to do with receiving as well.
Yep. Yes. Can you surrender?
Can you surrender?
Can you surrender and receive? Just receive without having the feeling of doing anything.
Yeah.
Because I think it's some kind of a law that it's going. It's not because this is law. It's like when you give something, you have to. It's like giving, taking. It's always this balance. At this moment, you're just going to receptive mode, and you're just receiving, fully receiving. And I think this is like the place where you can just. For me, it has to do with letting go. Just giving the power away.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking if I totally agree with what you. I'm not sure if it's about power, giving power away.
Perhaps not. Well, wait.
I don't know. It's about giving something away or opening up to something.
Control away then?
Control maybe?
I think, especially in sexuality, it's only working when you're giving control away. For me.
Mm-hmm.
Control, of course, I can always jump in and stop stuff when I wouldn't like it.
Of course.
But I think the most part when I can receive is when I'm giving away control about how I look, what I do, whatever control I might have, and to just trust you.
Yeah, maybe it's that. If I look into myself, I think there's a difference between receiving and truly receiving, because I can receive, like in sexuality or intimacy. There are moments that we are having sex, and then Priska places her hands here with me. And if I cannot truly receive that, it's nice. But then I think, oh, that's nice, and it feels warm in her hand, and yeah, that's nice. But if I truly receive, it's opening up layers. Then I get emotional, and then it's because it then like a simple hand on the chest is like someone that loves you so much that gifts you her hand on your heart and brings her bodily warmth to you. If you can open up to that simple fact, then it becomes such an emotional thing. And maybe that goes back to childhood when your mother cradles you. I don't know, and I don't care actually where it comes from, but that has to do with like truly receiving. And then with me, it's always like I have to get out of here, and I have to sink to the place where the skin is touching my skin, and just focus on that, and then it starts to come in.
This was dramatic. Come in. Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah.
What you say, it's totally true. And especially with us gals, with us women, we're so much in our heads all the time. We're having so much stuff in our heads all the time.
Guys as well, actually.
I can only say it from my side. We're thinking about so many things we have to do, if you have to do, I don't know, so many stuff that's going on, and we're also multitasking all the time. So to really let this go and to really be in your body and to receive whatever pleasure there may come.
Yes.
This is so big. Seriously big. Yeah. And without any goal and without anything, it's just being. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So receiving is the new black. This said Sima, so this is not for me.
Receiving is the new black. Receiving. Receiving is the new black.
Oh, I have to tell her that. Receima.
That's a new verb.
Is a new verb. This is great. Oh,
maybe you have to say who Sima is, because otherwise people don't know.
Yeah, of course. Sorry. Yes, of course not. Sima is my alignment sister, because I'm working with those who know her, Lana Slafer. I still don't know how to pronounce her second name. Slafer. Lana, it's her name. She is quite known, and through her I got to know. How do you say that? Got to know Sima, yes. Yeah. And so we're,
because she's in the same course with
incredible. Yeah, she's in the same course, and we're in the total same situation, because this is also it's incredible, because there are so many followers that Lana has, and there's just one other person from Europe in his course, and this person just moved to the Netherlands from Toronto, and it's incredible. And she's a coach, and we're just like sisters. When we met, it was like meeting really a sister. It was epic. So this is Receima, with the new black.
Yes. So these are our, my God, I cannot pronounce this. These are our views on receiving.
Yes, and there would be probably totally more things to do. Of course. But let's wrap up. It's so late today.
Yeah, and again, if you want to comment, if you want to ask questions, you can do that in several ways. You can post beneath this video. You can write to our email addresses.
And you totally have to subscribe to our love letter, because then you get all the new news updates and all the videos and everything. You won't miss out anything important anymore. And yes, you just should also give us a like on Facebook. And
it's called loverelationshit.
Yes.
.com.
What was that?
It was a ghost.
My God. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Love relationship. Yes, I'm going to put the links down in the video below, and yes, really subscribe. This is important. Really important. Anything else to share? You want to sing something?
No. Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe another video.
Okay. He can sing. He can sing really good. I want to put him on The Voice.
The Voice of Holland.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching again, and
send us questions. If you have questions, please send us questions. We want to answer them all. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Doei doei.
Doei.